thanks guys for coming to this virtual meeting. It's always great to have you here and great to talk to our customers. Very much appreciated. We're excited to be able to talk about our new version 7.20 firmware for the 8 series. We continue to expand the capability. I mean, obviously anyone who's purchased an 8 series will be very aware of all these firmware releases we're doing. We've been very busy during COVID, haven't been slackening off at all. And yeah, just continually enhancing the capabilities of the 8 series. You know, I said from the very start, it was a very powerful system, and we continue to explore how we can unleash that power and bring new features for you guys. So thanks very much for coming here. I also do really want to thank our great team here. The engineering team has just been working so hard, burning candles at both ends to bring all these new features to you. You know, even some of these simple features, which you think, oh, that should be easy. They're not. They require intense hard work. I mean, we thought the iPhone app, which is one of the big stories of version 7.20, would be a relatively simple thing, but it's not, and it requires a huge amount of effort. And then obviously we've got the increased enhanced noise assist. We've increased the number of instances that are now allowable, which we weren't even sure we were going to be capable of that. But again, the power of the 8 series has enabled that. But we've had to do a lot of work to bring that to the foreground. So yeah, again, quick thanks to the engineering, well, all departments within Sound Devices for working so hard to bring all this stuff to you guys. So let's first talk about the iPhone, which I know has been a long time coming, the iPhone SD remote version. And well, it's finally here, but let's just walk you through it, shall we? So I'm going to switch my camera and hopefully you'll see it just there. There you go. So the iPhone version of the SD remote, it has all the same functionality of the tablet version, so the Android and the iPad versions. But obviously the layout has been totally changed, so it's more suited to the smaller screen of the iPhone. And we've designed this only in portrait mode. We did experiment with landscape mode, but it just doesn't work anywhere near as well as portrait mode. So the tablet versions of SD Remote will always be landscape, and the phones will always be portrait. So let's take a little bit of a closer look here. Bring that to you if I can zoom this. Okay, my zoom's not working for some reason. Hello, okay. Okay, my zoom's not working. God knows why. So it's going to have to do without that for now. So if we look here, it's all very familiar to SD remote users. We have obviously an information window at the top, the time code, the absolute time, SD card, SSD, SD1, SD2, time remaining, sample rate, frame rate, and sync information. And then we have our transport bar with record, stop, play, fast forward, rewind, and a new button actually, which didn't appear in SD remote for the tablets. This is a false take function. So that arrow just here, touch that and it will allow you to false take the last take. And obviously, as with all false take functionality, it decrements the take number so that when you go into record again, it records with the correct take number. Then we have our metering. Now, depending on what version of the 8 series you're using, the number of channel meters will be changed accordingly. So I'm connecting to my Scorpio at the minute, and I see the left-right mix, and I see the first 16 channels here. If I want to see channels 17 through 32, I simply swipe up. Well, there you go. Just do it properly. And now you can see the upper 16 channels, and then swipe down to show the other channels. Now, obviously, I can come in here and I can arm individual channels very easily. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to accidentally arm or disarm, you can just come into your settings screen here and hit meter view arm lock. And that way the arm buttons on the meter view will not take action. Well, let's leave that there for the time being. And as you can see, if I touch an arm now, it won't disarm or arm. Now, you can also see that we have the fader control here on the meter view. This is a new feature, the addition of faders in the version 7.00 firmware we released a few months back. And here I can simply mix directly from iPhone using the faders. Okay, there you go. So very simple. Now I can also adjust trims from the iPhone. Now we have like a channel screen, and you can enter the channel screen for any of the channels just by touching anywhere on the meter bar. So let's, for instance, touch channel 1 up here, and there you can see it brings up the channel settings for channel 1. And here I can obviously name a channel very simply, and obviously that's relayed through to the 8 series. I have my trim control here and my fader and a pan control as well. And I can even mute from here. All right. So pretty self-explanatory. And there's a PFL switch there. Now, when you go into a channel screen, it automatically PFLs, but you can easily un-PFL if you want to listen to the mix while you're changing settings on a channel. Okay. And then to go back to your meter view, you just touch the meter view tab again. I still do have an 8-channel view if I want nice large meters. I quite like that view because I've got bad eyesight. And then again, you can swipe up to see your higher groups of channels very simply. All right. So that's essentially the main meter views. And I can now come to my take list and from here, do all the things that you're used to from take list editing. So I can select a take by touching the take, and I can see all the metadata, and I can add metadata here, etc. I can come back here. Now, if I just want to look at some of the information about a take, I can just click the eye icon, and that will give you various information such as timecode, stamp, frame rate, duration, folder that you're recorded in, number of channels, etc., etc. Touch the take list to go back again. And I've also included a play button on each of the takes so that you can go back and very easily play back any previous take, not just the most recently recorded one. So that's very good. And notice that when you do that, the play buttons on the other takes disappear until you hit stop, and then you can select another take. Okay, finally, again, we have our reports tab so that you can create sound reports in either PDF or CSV format. Again, essentially the same functionality of the iPad SD remote, but laid out in a better way, more conducive to your iPhone. All right. So that's pretty much it. Although there's one other set of functionality here. If you go to the gear icon in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see that there's our meter view arm lock there. We have the ability to hide faders so that if you are in your meter view just here and you don't want to mix from this interface, then you can just hide those faders to prevent that from happening. And then finally, we have a switch to put our machine into file transfer mode. So that enables you to remotely put the unit into file transfer mode to start transferring files to a computer or your phone or what have you. So there you go. That's pretty much the iPhone app, and it works very well. It's got great range, just like the iPad application. Provided you're using our Bluetooth antenna, you should get really pretty exceptional range there. Okay, let's move on and talk about some of the other functionality. And you know, NoiseAssist, our noise suppression tool, which we introduced in version, I think it was version 5 now, originally came out with the ability to have 2 instances of that applied to any combination of channels or or left-right bus. We have had numerous requests. We've had numerous requests to increase the number of instances from various applications and users. So we've spent a lot of time optimizing the algorithm, and we found that we could now have up to 8 instances of NoiseAssist. And we've also enabled the ability to apply that NoiseAssist to buses as well. So essentially, that means you can keep your left and or right mix clean, which is your main deliverable, and maybe apply NoiseAssist to just maybe bus 1 or 2 as an alternate noise-assisted mix. But you can also apply that NoiseAssist to all the other buses. So if you want to send clean or noise-assisted feeds, IFB feeds to other crew members on set, you can. You've got that flexibility. Or you may choose to maybe record 8 clean ISOs and duplicate those ISOs, because you can do that with the routing architecture of the 8 series, and have those 8 ISOs processed with NoiseAssist. So then you can deliver 2 sets of ISOs, 1 set clean, 1 set process. These are all options you can explore, and discuss with post-production and the production company on how they want things delivered and what will benefit the workflow. So let's take a close look there. Just very briefly, in terms of purchasing NoiseAssist, if you already have 2-channel NoiseAssist and you want to update to say 4-channel, then the price you've already paid for the 2-channel NoiseAssist will be deducted from the price of the 4-channel and the 8-channel. And likewise, if you go from 4-channel to 8-channel or from 2-channel to 8-channel, the price of what you've already paid will be deducted automatically on the store. And the other thing to note is that even if you haven't got any NoiseAssist installed at all, the price of 4-channel compared to 2-channel, you've got like $100 discount. So a 2-channel is $600. If you buy a 4-channel, it's $1,100. So it's a $100 discount. If you go straight to the 8-channel, version, that's $2,000, which effectively is $400 off 4 times 2-channel NoiseAssist. So there are nice discounts to be had. I do want to sort of state that the price of 8 channels of noise suppression in a hardware box like this is incredibly affordable. It's like a quarter of the price of anything else on the market, hardware based out there. So we feel that this is a very good value proposition for those who need higher channel counts of noises. Obviously, not everyone needs that. 2 is fine in many circumstances, and probably most circumstances. But these are options for you to choose. So let's just quickly have a look at that. I'm just going to rotate my camera. I think it's pretty obvious. There's no difference to the way, I can't even zoom in now. I don't know why that's not happening. I don't know. It won't allow me to zoom in. But essentially, if I bring up my menu here and you go to noise suppression here, in that screen, you have the matrix here, and you can select up to 8 cells in this box, in this selection here. So you have all our ISOs 1 through 16, and then buses LR and B1 through B10 on the Scorpio. Obviously on the 888, you have 8 buses, so B1 through B8, and on the 833, you have those 4 buses, B1 through B4. But you can have 8 channels on any of those models if you choose so. So that's NoiseAssist. While another really important feature that I want to talk about is now with our grouping. And if we go to our channel setup here and go into channel grouping, It's really annoying. I can't actually zoom in here to actually show you this in more detail. Actually, if I can get a bit closer, I don't know if that helps. Probably not. But anyway, we've added the ability to group either by just faders, which was the original method, like so, or you can now group trim and fader, which means the lowest numbered channel in that group, its fader and trim control will control the trims and faders for all of the channels in that group. So this is ideal for those who are doing ambisonics or multi-mic configurations where they need to match the trim gains very, very quickly. So that's that feature. And what else have we got? So they are the key features of this version 7.20. We have also fixed a whole bunch of bugs. I suggest you go to our web page and have a look at the features there, the fixes that we've added, some important ones that I think everyone will benefit from. And I just do want to quickly mention that we have also, in version 7.10, which was released about a month or two ago, we did introduce the feature of daily folders, where as you go past midnight, the first time you hit stop after midnight, it will ask whether you want to store that take in the previous day's folder or the next day's folder. So please explore that too. And I think that's a pretty good overview of where we are with version 7.20. So Joe, should we open up to some questions here?
Yeah, let's do that.
And I apologize. I don't know why the Zoom wasn't working on Zoom.
See what you did there. Yeah. So one thing too that came out in 7.0 that I've not seen a lot of talk about online, but it's very useful. If you don't have Noise Assist, starting with firmware 7.0, there's a demo mode of Noise Assist. So if you wanna try it out, it's there. It will only work on the LR bus, I believe, or the ISOs. It won't work on all the other buses in demo mode, but it's a really great way to kind of test it out before if you want to make a purchasing decision. We do also have demo files available on our website. Question from Al. Oh, go ahead.
I know you wanted me to go over the soft fader pickup function as well, but it's going to be quite hard to demo without the being able to zoom in.
Sure.
But just essentially in version 7.0, we introduced this feature called soft trim fader pickup, and because we have so many ways to control the fader and trim from different devices, not just on the 8 series, on the 8 series front panel itself, but from controllers such as the CL16, there's the SonicAssist, the Icon, SD remote as well now with its faders. We needed a way to be able to go between the faders and trims on one device and adjust them on another device without there suddenly being a dramatic jump in level. So for instance, if you were using the CL16 to adjust your mix using a fader, and then you use the equivalent fader on the front panel of the 8 series, you wouldn't want the value as you move that fader on the front panel of the 8 series to suddenly jump to the 8 series fader position. That would be awful. So what we've done is created this feature, soft fader pickup, which basically doesn't change the value of the fade value until the 8 series pot reaches the last known value that was set by the CL16, and then it will pick it up smoothly. So that works really well. And it will work in reverse as well. If you are using the faders on the 8 series and then you go to adjust the fader on the CL16 or SonicAssist or Icon or what have you, it will change over smoothly.
Mm-hmm. And that's a toggleable menu option as well, right, Paul?
Yeah.
Just in case they do want their audio to jump all over the place. Yeah, first question came from Alan. He really liked and used the mute function on previous versions of SD Remote. Wants to give talent a sense of privacy when they're off screen or waiting to join a scene, or when they exit a scene. Is that going to come back?
The mute is still there. It's now it's accessible in SD Remote from the channel screen. And we intentionally moved it off the main screen because of the danger of accidentally muting someone, which is like an absolute no-no in this business. So we actually just moved it into the channel screen, and it's very fast to access. You just simply hit the channel screen button at the bottom of each meter, and then there's a mute function in the channel screen. So it's pretty quick.
Okay. Question from Tom. Will the app remember arm lock and hide fader when it's closed and relaunched? And also switching between machines?
Yes, it does now, I believe. Yes. Switching machines.
Multiple
not
8
so much,
series.
probably not. Actually, that's a good question. I've never tried that. I'd have to test that. But yes, we did actually add functionality to remember the hide faders and arm lock function. I haven't confirmed whether it will work across machines. I'm thinking off the top of my head that it should, but should is a dangerous word in this game.
Tom's got multiple 8 series apparently, so he's today's favorite.
Well, thank you, Tom, for that.
All right.
I'll test it after this meeting, I think.
Super. Any more questions? I know Paul covered the NoiseAssist, the pricing. Essentially, we saw that come up a lot yesterday on social media as everyone, you're just not paying for the instances that you've already paid for, essentially for upgrading to more instances. So there's that. Any other questions?
There's one thing I do want to cover actually while we're here.
Yeah.
For those who do want to be able to apply NoiseAssist to a bus. So that, say, for instance, you've got your left and right, which you want to keep clean. Mm-hmm. But then you want a version of that, a 2-channel NoiseAssist version on, say, B1, B2, as an example. In the B1 and B2 routing screens that you're probably familiar with, there are, you have to basically select the actual ISOs that you've sent to your left and right buses post fade if you want to basically have the exact same left or right mix noise assisted. You can't just select the left cell. There's a let me see if I can show this very quickly, even though it's from a distance, but I still might be able to do this. So come to buses and say go to bus 1. No, I can't do it. Well, here, those who know, there's like bus left and right. And if you select bus left and right there, and then apply noise assist to it using the noise assist control just here, it won't affect the left and right. It's an internal architectural setup. It's just the way it's architected internally, but you can achieve exactly the same thing by essentially selecting the same ISOs that you selected for your left-right mix here and set them to post-fade, which is typically the way you set your channel feeds to your left-right mix. So as long as you duplicate that same routing, it will be an exact equivalent of the left or the right mix. And that way you can then apply noise assist to that and have a noise assisted version of that exact left or right mix on B1, B2, or B3 to B10. Okay. I finished.
Great. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions, go ahead and put them in the chat window. Also, if you want the insignia hat and you want to win it and you're international, we're also giving that away with a pack of the new bumper stickers. We're running a Deck the Device contest for all of our users. It's just a nice way of us trying to give back because we know this year has been rough. So we're giving away a bunch of merch. All you have to do is just dress up your any of your sound devices gear, any of your audio limited gear, dress it up festive for any, whatever winter holiday or winter festivus of your choosing, and just tag us. You can post the photos below on our Facebook group and we'll pick our 3 favorites and send you guys some swag. Should be a good time.
Any more questions?
Yeah. No, thanks, Jeffrey. Thanks for coming. I think this was a quick one.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the last one we did was 2.5 hours. So.
Yeah, I won't be doing one of those again in a hurry.
All right.
I think anyway, but thanks everybody for coming and listening, and Have a happy Christmas, stay safe, and keep that work rolling in.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.